Hi everyone, this is Dina. I'm the Nightly Stitcher here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. And this is Flosstube number 41. It is September the 2nd, 2025. And this is Hannah right here. She is 13 years old. And this is Tootie sniffing Hannah. I don't know what's going on. Hey, pay attention. This is Tootie. Everybody knows Tootie that follows me. She's in most all of my videos at the start. And she is 5 years old. 5.5, aren't you? So, Tootie is almost at the start of all my videos. Hannah's not usually around, so she came upstairs this morning with me. And I thought, well, I'll just grab her and let everybody take a look at her. So she's a good girl. We went to the vet and had blood work done the other day, and at 13, she's really a healthy dog. And this is, Tootie had blood work done too, and she had perfect blood work, didn't you? She wasn't very happy, but she had blood work. So I'm going to put them down right quick. There you go. Go get on your blanket. There you go. Okay. All right. I made notes and tried to prepare very good. I have extra lights today. I've remembered my glasses. I think we're ready to roll. But I'm going to take these off till I need to use them. So anyway, last video, I had been gone for a long time, and when I came back, I explained why I had been gone, and the comments just blew me away. I was so surprised how many people commented on my video, and it shows me that mental health is a very important thing that we all need to pay attention to. Depression and anxiety sounds like it's running rampant in the country, and probably a lot of people that just don't admit it. So I had so much support in my comments, and I just want to tell you how much I appreciate that. I feel like I'm looking different this time. I feel like I'm looking over here, and I should be looking over here. And I'll try to do that a little bit better, but otherwise, you're going to see me looking off to the other side. But anyway, I just had an amazing amount of support. I just couldn't believe it. So, if you're going through a rough time and you suffer from depression or anxiety, check out some support places out there. I'm going to a therapist once a week, and it's just making a huge difference in my life. So I just suggest that if it's anything you're interested in, check out places in your area, and it's well worth it. So I got to get a drink of my tea. I'm hot. We've really had some. Did I drip? I don't think so. Anyway, it's not been too bad out. It's been high 70s, middle 80s, so it's not been too bad. So it's kind of nice to be out and about, be outside. Let's see, what else? Well, for one thing, if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. I appreciate your support and for following me along on my cross-stitch video journey. I really enjoy doing this, and to look back at some of my older videos, I've come quite a long way. So I appreciate everybody that subscribed and liked my videos and supports me with their comments and just anything watching. And for new viewers, and I just moved my table that this is on, but for new viewers, I hope you stick around and see what I have to show you. I love cross-stitching. If I could have, not really a job, I don't want to make it a job, but if I could just stitch every day for hours, I would do that. I just love stitching. I love showing off my stitching. I love organizing my stitching supplies. I just love anything to do with count and cross stitch. So I like to be able to share it on here with everyone. So I hope you enjoy this, and I have a few projects. I have lots of haul, lots of flea market finds, and a new start, which is not very often for me. Let's see what else I've been doing. We're finding more ducks. If you watched my last video, I explained about how our kids came in while we were on vacation in April and May, and they hid these little tiny ducks all over our house. There's 225 of them, and we haven't found them all yet. So, found 3 yesterday, and actually I pulled my jackets off of the pegboard, and I thought, well, it's getting to be fall and they've been hanging there, I'll wash them. Usually I wash them in the spring when I think we're about done with them anyway, but I don't remember if I did, so I thought I'll throw those in the washing machine and kind of get them cleaned up and a little bit fresher smelling. And I always check the pockets, and there was a duck in one of my pockets, so yeah, I found that. But did I say there's 225 of them? I don't remember if I did or not. So also I've been working on a spreadsheet with all of my patterns. And if you see right here, you know, all these black boxes right along here, these are all my cross stitch designs or patterns. And I start out up here. I have 7 magazine racks, and I can pull one out and show you. They're heavy because they're full. But these are all samplers, and I have 7 containers of these. Oh, I'm going to have to turn my back on you. So put it back, and hopefully it won't fall. But anyway, I'm putting all of my patterns onto a spreadsheet because I had that done one time, and then I went to look at it, and I can't remember how I had it. I had it on my phone, I know, for when I go into shops, I can look up to see if I have a pattern or not. But anyway, I noticed that some of the newer patterns, I was trying to buy all the animal crackers just a little bit at a time, and I noticed some of them that I knew I had were not listed. So I had to get a new laptop a while back, and then my daughter's and I was telling my daughter about it, and Angie, and so she said, well, you know, if you have different devices, and they may not talk to each other. I didn't know this. So I have a Galaxy 25 Ultra phone. I have a Kindle Fire, and I feel like I'm going to sneeze. And then I also just recently got a Samsung tablet for using Markup RXP for stitching. And I think that's it. So I had 4 devices. Did I say Kindle? So anyway, I was going to try to get the Markup RXP on a Kindle, and I don't think you can, but if you can, I don't know. So anyway, she said, well, if you have it on one device and then you add more items to it, it might not, I guess, talk to the other one and tell it what's new. You know, I don't do electronics. That's just, not my thing. So anyway, I got the new laptop, and it's the same as my phone. So they should talk to each other. They should be friends. Let's hope they're friends. So anyway, I started a new spreadsheet, and I am pulling all of these containers out one by one, and I'm putting them each one in a different tab on a spreadsheet. And oh my gosh, I didn't realize. I knew I had a lot of patterns, but I didn't know I had this many patterns. And I'm going to guess, before I'm done, I'm probably I would say I would not be surprised if I don't have 2,500 patterns or more. So And that's just bought in charts. That's not counting PDFs that I've bought and downloaded. That's not counting free charts. That's not counting hardback books that I have. What else? That might be it. But I have way too many patterns. So I think once I get done with this whole list, I think I'm going to go through and start pulling some of them and selling some of them to kind of help support my habit, because I also have a lot of floss, I have a lot of fabric, and I need to thin down a little bit. So anyway, yeah, that's what I've been doing. So let's get on with the stitching. I still have stuff that I didn't get to show you what I bought last video, what I had bought like when we were in Cincinnati for StitchCon, or some of the stuff I think from vacation. I'm not sure. Anything I've bought since StitchCon. I'm sorry, I am so thirsty this morning. So let's get on, and I have to pull the picture from my tablet because it's on here. I have it in Markup RXP, and after I started using that, oh my gosh, what a change it is in cross stitch. I absolutely love Markup RXP, and there is a gnat crawling on my phone. So let me get to it here. We have had so many problems with gnats this year. And he's just running all over my phone. Okay, so I'm sorry. This is my new start. It has to pull it up here. Oh, I do have 2 new purchases too. 3 new purchases. Yeah, 3 new purchases that I've uploaded into Markup RXP to start, but I haven't. This is my second full coverage project. I do have a full coverage project going of another Santa from Luca S, and you're going to see the lights from my quilting machine, so I got to kind of wiggle this around a little bit. So this is called A Portrait of Santa. The pattern came from Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artist was, or is, Dean Morrissey. I started this August 10th of this year. The stitch count is 399 wide by 512 stitches long. And I started in the upper left-hand corner. So I started there and thought I was going to kind of work across and down, but I have found out, since I don't really do full coverage, this was kind of throwing me, and I thought, how can it be that hard? It's just filling in the stitches like I do on any other cross stitch. But I found out it was a little harder because I couldn't tell, after I got so far in, I couldn't tell where I was. I kept losing my place. And so I was kind of jumping around. And then I saw, wait a minute, let me think. Max Color, I think her channel's called Max Color Cross Stitcher or Stitcher. She does lots of full coverages, but she was talking about, I think she called it the Royal Rows, where you stitch 2 rows all the way across at a time. And so I thought, oh, well, that would be something. Let me try that. Well, I found out that was much easier. But I also found out I'm using, let me look here. I'm using a 28 count ivory Monaco, whatever the 28 count is. What's the other one? There's Monaco, and I can't think of the other one. But anyway, so I'm using 28 count, 1 floss thread over 1 fabric thread. And no, I'm not. My note says I'm using 2/1. So, let me look here. This piece calls for 197 colors. And that's a lot of colors. Let me tell you, when I gathered this up, it's like, oh, that's a lot of colors. So, anyway, back to how I stitched. I was having a terrible time. I need to keep it still. I was having a terrible time keeping my place. So I ended up having to grid my fabric, and I just gridded down a little bit. I'll show it to you, but I see the difference in full coverages now. There is a little bit of a difference because it's kind of easy to, oh shoot, I was going to show you something, my purchases too. I'll do that later. So this is my start, and I have a light here that I thought was going to be a good idea, and it's just blinding me, so I'm going to turn it off, and hopefully it won't make any difference. So this is my piece so far. I have 950 stitches in, and if you see, I've taken a rayon thread. My froggy is upside down. I took a hot pink rayon thread, and I tried different ways of gridding. I skipped stitches and just kind of ran the running stitch across. Here I did a solid stitch to see if that worked better. I found out this is kind of working okay, so I'm leaving it like that. And then I'm gonna have to, I started with my vertical threads, but I haven't gone too far. So I was gonna try to do, like, let me raise my chair a bit. Okay. I was gonna try to grid all the way across for what you can see here, but I kind of got tired of gridding, so I quit. And what I was really having trouble with Markup RXP was the page breaks, because you can pull it up to see the whole chart, but this is such a huge chart, you really don't want to do that. So you can pull it up individual pages. Well, where the page break was throwing me, because it never broke at the even 10 mark, because, a grid is 10 by 10 squares. Well, I think the first one broke at a 10, and then the second page broke at I think like an 8, and then the third page broke at a 6, and I thought, this was throwing me off so bad. So I ended up taking, if you can see here, I have taken a green rayon thread, and I have marked my page breaks. So, like, here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, and here's one. So I think there's 6 across, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the 6th page isn't very much, because it's just, you can see it's just not very many stitches all, about 12 stitches or so. But anyway, once I started trying to do that Royal Rose method of stitching, it came out so much easier that in the gridding. So I haven't worked on this for a little while. I picked up Consider the Lilies, and I've been working on it quite a bit. So I want to get back to this one, because I really enjoyed stitching it. And I think I could become a full coverage stitcher pretty easy. So this is, doesn't it look like it? A portrait of Father Christmas. All right, let me find a place to put all this. Did I tell you everything about that one? Because I wanted to make sure I told you all of my information on it. I stitched 5 days on that in August, and I used all DMC. It does call for DMC. And then the second project I have to show, and I haven't worked on it for a little bit, because like I said, I pulled out Consider the Lilies, because it's the second to the oldest chart that I have. And I've been wanting to make some progress on it. So anyway, this is Leela's Studio Let Freedom Ring, And this is a SAL, but I'm not participating in it. I started it before the SAL even was thought about, so, or I think it was. I started it last year, I think. Let me see. I started this February 2nd of 2022, so yeah, it's already 2 years old. 3 years old. So, yeah, it's got some age on it. And I'm not going to unroll it because I showed it last time and I got my tension set and I just don't want to unroll it anymore. But I have to look at it the other way. I did finished all this flower over here. I've been working on this here, working on this and the stars. I think I did this bottom flower here. And then I believe that might be it. I put in some of this over one. I had these vine things partially done, so I finished them and started working on the 1/1. And then I think Let Freedom Ring was already stitched. So yeah, that's where I'm at on it. I enjoy this, but I enjoy all of them as far as that is. This one, let me give you any information that you might be interested in. It is 238 stitches by 311, and I'm assuming it's probably 311 high. No, it wouldn't be. It would be 311 wide by 238 high. As I said, I started this February 2nd of 2022. And I am stitching this on 36 count, but I don't know what the fabric is or the color, because back then it wasn't too important to me. And I'm stitching 2/2 using DMC floss and some Gentle Art. It does call for those. So I'm using the called for colors and classic colors. It does call for, I think, maybe one classic color. You have to watch that. There are several mistakes in that. I don't know. I think somebody had printed or had released like some corrections on that piece, but I'm finding like, I know one offhand right over, let me look, because I'm backwards. Right over in this vine somewhere, this vine is all the same color. And just right about in here in this vine, there are 2 stitches that are calling for a different color. 2 or 3 stitches. So you really have to watch that and make sure that you're kind of using your own judgment. I mean, I know when this is all in one color and this one is supposed to be all in one color, then I know I'm not supposed to change, but even though the chart shows it. So you kind of have to use your own judgment on some of this, but there are quite a few mistakes in this pattern. But, I mean, it's not a big deal. If we stitch big projects like this, we should know of what needs to be corrected. Okay, let's see. Is that it? I stitched 2,448 stitches on that in August, so not too bad. So let me pull this one out. The next one I stitched on, because I stitched on 3 projects in August. This is Consider the Lilies, and like I said, it's my oldest whip. Couldn't think. I have an older one that's called Calendar Girls, and I think it's either Country Cottage Needleworks or it's Little House Stitchworks. I think Needleworks. So anyway, they're individual months with a little girl there that is dressed according to whatever the month is, and I've got about half of them done. I've got some of them made into small pillows, but I don't have them all made into pillows that I have done. I have all the backing cut and the interfacing fused to it, but I just haven't gotten them all done. So I think I mentioned this in my last video that I was going to use that for a precipitation stitch this year in my January plans. That's what I was going to do. And I'm going to bring it down just a little bit more. There. So in January, I was going to use it for the precipitation stitch. And it was snowing, and I think I stitched, I don't know, 1-2 days on it, and then I totally forgot about it. So all the rain we've had this summer, we've had a ton of rain this summer. I probably could have had them all done. But between the snow and the rain, I missed all those stitching days because I totally forgot I had decided to do that. So anyway, I need to get back on that in 2026. So this is Consider the Lilies. Everybody's probably familiar with this. It's an older pattern. And I just think it's so pretty. I also have, it's kind of a, I guess it's not really a companion piece, but I would call it a companion piece, but it's called His Eye is on the Sparrow, and I have that one also. So this is by Heartstrings Samplery. And let me lay this somewhere. And then this piece, where is my note on it? Okay. This piece I started April 24th of 2020. So right during the pandemic, I decided to start this. It is 435 stitches by 363 stitches. And I'm stitching this on a cream 22 count hard hanger. And I'm not sure if cream's the name of it. That's what I gave it. I'll show a better picture of it in a second. I want to look at my notes here. I stitched 1,886 stitches in August, and that brought my total of stitches up to 5,284 stitches. Well, I don't understand this because I think these are some notes before can we do it this way? There. I made some notes on here, and then I didn't record, so some of my notes might be old. So anyway, this is Consider the Lilies, and you can see it is arm's length. And I have been making some pretty good progress on that. Let me see if I can show you. I brought this design down, and I don't know what it has been going on, but it seems like every time I start this piece, I can sit down, put in 8, 10, 12 stitches, and then I notice I've made a mistake. So it always has to completely come out. It's like I made a mistake right at the first or second stitch. So I'll get it corrected, and I'll stitch that, and I'll get up and do something, and then when I come down, I stitch 6 or 8 stitches, and they're off again. So this has been ongoing probably a dozen times on this piece. So I don't know what is wrong that I can't just get it right, but at least I'm catching it early because I really try to, I call it landmark stitching. I think some people call that landmark stitching because I will always keep an eye on the stitches that are close to it and make sure I've got it in the right spot. Okay, so I brought this border down a little bit. I think this was done, but I'm not 100%. I know I've stitched this. I finished this tree last night. I have stitched all of this across, the 2 rows of green and all the words. Then I brought this down a little bit, maybe just one little repeat. I had the top part of this done, this big flower and these two green leaves. So I stitched these in. No, I stitched these green leaves in because I put them in the wrong color to begin with, and I had to take them out. So I did notice that these colors are lighter than that color. So I've got to go back on my pattern and see if I made a mistake or not. And if I did, I'm not sure if I'll take it out or not. I tend to take stuff out when there's a mistake, so I may just bite the bullet and rip it out and put it back in the right color. But not everything is the same, because you can see like this star here, these colors are flipped and the angels are different. So there are some things that are different on them, even though they're the same motif. I've got to put a tree in here, a tree looking thing. But yeah, this is where I left off on this. It's going to be the same as this, but I kind of think the pot on that might be a little different too. So Adam and Eve go here. There's a dog. There's another turkey or a pheasant or something along here. So then I can, once I get this done, then I can roll it. And I'm pretty excited to get that far. I'm not putting my initials and the year up here yet, because I don't know what year I'm going to get it finished. Hopefully I will get it finished soon, since it's so old. So yeah, that is considered the lilies. And I would really like to see a finish on that maybe next year. Okay, that is all my whips. Let me turn you back around slowly. How's that? Need to go up a little. There. Okay. Anyway, that is all my stitching so far for the year. I do have my August calendar, and if you are familiar with me, I don't do anything in any certain order. A lot of people will show their planner, their date book or whatever you call it, planner at the start. I do things as it comes to me. So this is my August calendar. You see I am a plain Jane. I don't get fancy with stickers or anything. I tried that, and I think my OCD just wouldn't let me do stickers. I couldn't, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. So I didn't do it this year. So there were a total of 6,372 stitches this month, which I'm not very impressed with. Every year it seems like my stitch count goes down, because I've been tracking it since 2019, I think, and it just goes down. I'm stitching slower. I think my hands have gotten shaky, so I think that is part of what has been slowing me down. And then I'm just not stitching quite as much as I used to. I stitched 26 days out of 31 this month, so that's not bad. I could do better, but that's not bad. And it brings me, did I say I had one start and no finishes? Brings me, I am totally confused. I did 6,372 stitches for August. So for the year, I'm at 42,600 stitches, which that I am not very impressed with. So, I don't know. I haven't even started September. I don't have September's numbers on there from yesterday. So, anyway, I'm just not too impressed with how many stitches I'm getting these days. This is my, what do you call it? Kind of like a color by number chart. I stitch, or I color in every day. This is broken down. Let me show you September. I did color in September 1st, though. So see, like on the S, we have the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and then you go over to the E, and it's got the 4th, 5th, and 6th, so it changes up. But anyway, you can find this on the internet. All you got to do is probably pull up monthly color by number or something, and it'll probably pull it. But anyway, August, I got it all filled in, and every day that I stitch, I color in with a different color. The black is the days I did not stitch at all. So you can see this year, I've had a lot of days I haven't stitched. January was doing well until the last 3 days of the month, and it just kind of went to pot. February was a little bit the same way. March was worse. April, I didn't stitch at all. So, yeah, so hopefully September will be a little bit better. But you can get that graphic on, just Google it, and you can print it out. Okay, before we look at what I have, I was kind of gonna go over plans, and you know, I wrote this 2 weeks ago, so I'm not even sure what I wrote down. I wrote that I think I'm gonna continue on the same projects through the month of August. Consider the Lilies really is what I'd like to continue on, since it's the next to the oldest piece. And then Let Freedom Ring, I'm going to try to work on it a little every day. I'm really bad about when I'm stitching. I don't like to put a project down and pick up a different one in the same day. I can do it the next day, but I'm just not one that likes to stop and put, you know, my threads away and my pattern and all that and drag out another piece. And actually, I don't have to drag it out because it's right there by my chair. But anyway, I just don't like stopping one and starting another one in the middle of the day. So I I like to do them on a daily basis. So I really need to, if I'm not going to stitch Let Freedom Ring every day, I need to at least try to alternate it a little bit. I think I figured up that if I stitch a little over 500 stitches a week, I can have this done about the middle of June. So I need to refigure that because I haven't stitched on it for a while, and I need to see how many stitches I have left and divide it up by how much time I have left to see what I have to do in a week to finish it up by the middle of June of next year. The one that's a portrait of Father Christmas, I would like to do 1,000 stitches on it a month. I don't know if I can do that. I think I can do that easy because I did 950 on that piece in 5 days. So I think I can do 1,000 stitches in August, and hopefully even more. My calendar, girls, is supposed to be, you know, my precipitation piece. So I hope I can remember when we get rain to work on that piece. Oh, Tootie is laying on I put a blanket down here in the floor, and she's actually laying on it because she won't come in this room. When I bring her upstairs, she will. This is totally off stitching now, but we'll get back to it. But I've mentioned before, when I bring her upstairs, I have to carry her up because she's too little. She can't do the steps. And so I bring her up, and I'll put her down right at the landing at the top of the steps. And she always runs into our bedroom because that's where we sleep, and she sleeps in there with us. So she runs into our bedroom. Now, if I stay up here and I work, if I work in my sewing room, because this is what I call my quilting room, because I have my long arm right here, and I'll show you. Oh, you're going to see all the mess, because I have this room kind of in a mess too. So that's my long arm and the frame. So anyway, I call this my quilting room. The other one's my sewing room because my machines are in there. She'll go in there fine. She has a dog bed in there, and she will spend all the time I'm in there laying in her little dog bed with me, watching me do whatever. Now, when she's done, when she's ready to come down and go do something else, she'll let me know because she keeps standing on my leg. But anyway, she will not go in any other room in this upstairs. We have a back bathroom. We have this room, and she will not go into it. So it's either our room or my sewing room. So I've really been trying to coax her into this room and she just won't have it. I'll bring her in here. I fixed her a little bit. She's right back across the hall, and she lays over there because the doorways are directly across from each other. So she'll lay in there and watch me from our bedroom, but she's not coming in here on her own. But I put this blanket down in the floor today, and I've tried that in the past, and she's asleep on it. So, and Hannah's probably in there asleep on our bed. Okay, so, Let Freedom Ring. Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we? In Portrait of Santa. So, what else? I was thinking about getting out some Halloween stitching. I haven't decided on that. I feel like when I'm stitching on other projects, I could be stitching on the older ones and trying to get them done. So, it's not that I don't like the projects I have. I love every project that I have. I have probably around 30, I'm guessing. But I just feel like when I'm stitching 1,000 stitches on a newer project, I could be doing 1,000 stitches on an older project and getting it done. So I still jump around some and work on a newer piece, but I haven't done that very much this year. But I do have a couple of whips. I have Halloween in the City by, is it Crochet a Go-Go? I'm thinking it is. And then I bought a Halloween piece at Goodwill that was started, and it was called Scaredy Cats by Lizzie Kate. And I thought, well, I could get that out and work on it. But I don't know whether I want to do that or continue working on what I'm working on. I have never been one that follows the plan. You know, that's why I don't participate in stitch-alongs or anything. I've tried stitch-alongs. I've tried whip go. I've tried spinning the wheel, the little Tiny Decisions wheel, and it lands on something, and it's like, I don't want to stitch on that. I want to do something else. So that's just what I do. I always stitch on what I want. I still have to continue to get these patterns into the spreadsheet, and I have them sitting over here on the floor so I can remember. I have probably 6 or 8 more of these magazine holders, and then I'll have them done. But, oh, every night I come upstairs, and I have my laptop in by the bed, and I'll get a container or two, and I'll try to get them into the spreadsheet. So slowly but surely, I'm getting them in there. And then, let me see, what else? Guess that's it other than haul. I did have several people that wanted to have a flip through on my cross-stitch books, and if we have time, I might do it at the end. I don't want this video to be an hour and a half or whatever it was last time. It was too long. So I've debated between a separate video and putting it at the end. So we're going to look at haul and see what time we have, and I may put it in on another video. So we'll look at cross-stitch haul, and then we will look at haul from other places. Let me see here. This, when I got ready to put these away the other day, after my last video, I thought, I don't think I showed these, but if I did, you're going to see them again. But I bought this at a thrift store. It's an older chart, but I thought it was really pretty. It's from Just Cross Stitch. Just Cross Stitch. And it's just called May. But I love the flowers. And I only gave $1 for it. And like I said, you may have seen that one. You may have seen all 3 of these. I don't remember. I know the rest of the stuff is brand new. So this is a magazine called The Cross Stitcher. It's a UK magazine. And I might have shown this to you, but for some reason I'm thinking I didn't show it my last one. But it's got some cute little patterns in it. And if you don't subscribe to this magazine, it's well worth it. It's kind of like the Primitive Stitcher. There's a full coverage. It's kind of like Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. It's got a lot of patterns, and I think I don't know what the cost is for subscribing, but it's a pretty nice book. So that one, I didn't think you saw it. And then also this Halloween one. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I'll put it in with my flip-throughs on my hardback books. This I know is new because I just got it recently. I bought Kathy Barrick's Bobby. I like all of her birds, and I have a lot of them, but I didn't have Bobby. So, Kathy Barrick. I bought this kit from 123 Stitch, and I think it was on sale. I'm not sure, but I believe these were all on sale. This is called Owl Ornaments. And if you've seen my past videos, you know that I really enjoy the owls, so I like them really well. So I thought that was cute. And this I think was like a $14, $15 chart. It was very inexpensive. And it came with fabric and 14 count. I think that's 14 count. I've not put my glasses on yet, but yeah. Yeah, 14 count. So that I bought. I also bought Heart and Hands We Santa 2025. It says Christmas is coming. And I think that's really cute. I don't think I'm going to put the glasses on Santa. So I'm not sure, but not too wild about the glasses on his face. But I think the rest of it's very cute. And then these I bought. They were on sale, and I couldn't believe these were only like $3.49. They're called Whizzers. They are on perforated plastic. And they are from Janlin also. But they come with everything you need. They come with the 14 count perforated plastic, the floss card, a needle, your wire for making the hanger, and all the floss. And see, the wire, you just twist it. If you've not ever done this, you just wrap your wire around a pencil, and then you just kind of stretch it out to make the hanger, and then keep it curly. But I bought that one, and I bought the little snowman with the cat. I like the face on this little guy. And then I bought the one with the Christmas tree. And there's some others on there, but these were just the three I liked the best. So I thought those were real cute. I don't know if it has any backing fabric. I don't think it does, but just a little piece of felt on the back would be fine. I think that's it. I did have, yeah, I do have cross-stitch haul from other places. I did find this the other day, and I like these little people here. The goose, you know, I could take or leave, but I like that real well. I like this one here with the rabbit pulling the sleigh. But I thought they were very cute. So I got this for a whopping 10 cents at a thrift store. Then we're going to go into... No, I bought this. And I really like this piece. I got this at the same thrift store, and it was $6. And it's a Janlin kit. It's called My Hometown. It's an oldie. But it comes with all the floss. But I think I'm probably going to use a combination of the flosses with some overdyed. And I think it'll update the chart a little bit. So, like in the barn, I'll probably change that to an overdyed, probably this brown and blue house. Probably where there's a lot of color, on these. I will change them to overdyed. I'll probably change the trees, some of these trees to overdyeds. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cute for $6. Now let me see. I think the rest of it is just haul from other places. You all know, if you follow me, that my husband buys storage units and sells the contents. And I also reap rewards from that. So I had mentioned on my last video that he hit a couple of units that was cross-stitch and quilting. So, oh, I can't pick it up. I was going to pick it up and show it to you, but it's got too much stuff in it. He hit one that had lots of floss. Let me find what I'm looking for here. Oh, here. This I just bought like 3 or 4 days ago. We had gone over to, it's Habitat for Humanity in Colombia has, you know, it's kind of like a thrift store, but the money that from your purchases goes to help build houses for people that don't have one. So this is probably a 12 by 16. I don't have anything around to measure it. It's got 2 extensions on each side, or an extension on each side, each direction. So this is funny because it also has all 4 clips, and I paid $1 for it. So I wanted some knobs, and this kind of goes back a little bit. We're going to backtrack a little bit. I saw Felicia with Mouse Potato Designs. She uses scroll rods like I do. Her husband makes them, and so does mine. I have a lot of boughten ones, but he makes them now. Well, instead of having a wing nut, she was changing hers out to knobs, like decorative knobs, and I like that idea real well. And plus, I have a little wooden block that I can hook on here to tighten and loosen these wing nuts. I can't do them with just my bare hand. It's just, I have them too tight. So anyway, I wanted to look for some decorative knobs. Well, we were going to go by Hobby Lobby and look at their knobs, because I know they have some really pretty knobs. But I think the cheapest I found, they were on sale last week for half price, but I think the cheapest I found was like $2, which isn't bad for a knob, but when I'm buying 4 for a project, that's $8, and multiple scroll rods at $8 adds up really fast. So this Habitat for Humanity, they have lots of different knobs, and it's just kind of a mishmash of different ones. You might find one knob, and you might find 25 of a knob. So anyway, I took my scroll rod in and was going to try to match up some knobs, which I never could. The thread on them must be different. But anyway, I was in the hardware section of the Habitat for Humanity, and this was laying on the floor against the wall. So I guess they didn't know, the people at Habitat didn't know what this thing was for, and they're like, it's made out of PVC pipe, it must be hardware. So they put it in the hardware department with all the other paints and screws and knobs and tools, and so it was just laying there on the floor for $1, and it was pretty dirty, but I come home and scrubbed it up. So that is one of my good buys. Now, the storage unit that my husband hit, I'm going to kind of quickly go over this because there's so much. I've got, not that I needed any fabric, but I have more. This is a tube of, trying to find a color, Fiddler's Light. So it's a 14 count, 15 by 18. Y'all know these tubes from Charles Craft. These are cut pieces. I'm going to have to get my glasses on now. These are cut pieces This is 10 count Tula in beige. It doesn't quite look like beige, but to me, I have Heatherfield Stardust. It's a 10 count. I have 16 count Ada Star Sapphire. I have Prairie Grain Joblin. This says it's a 28 and it's a 1/4 of a yard. I haven't even looked at all of these, so I will now. 16 count Lamb's Wool Heatherfield. Actually, Heatherfield is the fabric, Lamb's Wool is the color. Then I have an Ada, a 16 count natural / rustico. Looks like a fiddler's cloth to me. This is a 28 count Joblin. Bay leaf is the color. Okay, Ada, 16 count. Dirty Light is what this one is. I'm going to get these out of these bags because I don't like stuff stored in plastic bags. This is 16 count Ada Misty Blue. I don't know whether to show you the back side so you see more fabric or the front side so you can see the label. Ada 16 count Shell. This is no name. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. It looks like a 28 count and it's kind of a blue-gray, so I'll use it. Definitely use it. This is a 28 count linen barnwood. This is a basic cloth 18 count limestone. I'm not sure. It almost looks like a Davos to me. I'm not sure, but it's an 18 count. But it looks like the same fabric that the Prairie Schoolers call for the individual Santas, only in a different color. This is 28 count Joblin and Wood Violet. It's just got a hint of purple. This is 10 count Tula and Pewter. This is 16 count Ada and what is that? Some kind of blue. I cannot tell what that word is right there. It's hard to read it. I don't know. It's what it is. And so my husband brings all this stuff home. And it's like, sure, I'll take it. Add it to my tab. And he said, your tab's getting awfully long. When you going to pay? This is an 18 count Floba in oatmeal or natural. And this is a 16 count Joblin in charcoal. This is a 16 count Heatherfield in white birch. I'm going to have to move that stack. This is a 16 count Heatherfield in hickory. I did some mittens on 16 count Heatherfield years and years ago. And then sewed them up and left the tops open. And I put like little greenery and stuff like that. Made a hanger for them for our trees. This is called Country Cloth, 18 count oatmeal. Now, I've never heard of that. It is very, very open weave. I don't know about that. You'd have to use a lot of strands of floss. So let me move these over here. And we will see some more. This is 16 count Heatherfield in Stardust. This is 16 count Heatherfield in Chili Pepper. This is 16 count Heatherfield in White Birch. Oh, stretch. This is Charles Craft, 14 count, and they don't put the color on there, but that's the color. This is 10 count Tilla. Instead of Tula, it's Tilla in cream with gold. So it has a sparkly gold thread running through it. Would be pretty on a Christmas piece. This is by itself. It's just, it doesn't have anything on it. This is a 10 count Heatherfield Dutch Blue. And then, oh my, that's getting farther down all the time. This is all Charles Craft. This one is 28 count Irish linen, and it says, how can it be Irish linen when it's 28 count? But it is. Unless that got put in a different tube. I don't know. That is Ada. Okay, that's not quite right, but this is a 14 count. Whatever that color is. Kind of a beigey, light beige look or color. This one, this is deceiving because it's linen on this side and it's Ada on this side. So it's just, it's two pieces in there together. So it says 16 count. It looks like a 16 or an 18 count. And then this looks like a 28 count linen of some kind. So it's just a couple of scraps probably. And then this says 18 count. But again, no color. But it's a darker beige look. This one says Fiddler's Green. Never heard of Fiddler's Green. And a 14 count. This, oops, almost fell out of the tube. 16 count white. So that's not the tube it come in. But it's a very pretty bluish green. So that is all. Let me see. Let me look underneath here. Yeah, I need to dig deeper. And I also need to take some stuff out. Okay, just a minute. Now I can pull my basket up. You can see this. This is my basket, so that's why I couldn't bring it up loaded. Okay, so then there was also these, what do they call them? DMC, let me open it. Because it's a bag of shiny, probably slick to stitch with, rayon floss. And there's a lot, I don't have any rayon. I just never have bought it for anything. But you can see there's a lot of different colors in it. Well, I can't get them all out, but you kind of get the idea. So a bunch of rayon floss. Trying to get everything that he got out of that unit is what I'm looking for here. Oh, some Marlet or Krennic in black. Some buttons from Just Another Button Company. Some buttons here. Some jingle bells, tiny bells. What's this? Some more bells, only a little bit bigger. What is in this bag? An empty bag. And then we have some treasures from Mill Hill. There's that one. The containers are really yellowed, so they've been around a while. The little snowflake. holly leaves, another snowflake, but these are all mill hills. So I know I'll be able to use those on some things. What is this? Oh, that's a frog. You can't see it. I'm sure you can't see it. Let me see. Can you see him? There. It's a little bitty frog. And a gold snowflake. Another snowflake. This one is, oh, that's cute. A sheep. And a heart. A moon. Whoops, where'd he go? A moon that I know I'm gonna tip it and it's gonna fall. This is cute. It's a little rabbit. It's focusing on my face. There. A ghost. A star. Whoops. My shaky hands. I have a dog hair caught on my ring. Oh, this is cute. A dragonfly. Can you see? It's a little, there. It's a little green dragonfly. And a cat button. That's a ceramic button. And a pack of beads. And that all came out of, I just threw it all in this basket. All of that, I think, came out of a storage unit. Let me figure out where I'm going to set this. Oh, yay, all my fabric's falling off. Then I had some hoops, some little red hoops. And embroidery hoop. And then I think that's everything from the storage unit. So let me throw this stuff over here because I need more room. And let me set this down. Oh, there's one I guess I missed. 16 count sage, Ada. And then there was also all of these. These are mostly Weeks Dye Works. But it's kind of hard. I think I've got my setup backwards from what I normally do. But most of them are Weeks. But there's some Gentle Art in there too. Those were in there. Then this, which I always wanted, and I never bite the bullet and buy one because I don't know that I would use it that often, but it's the DMC, the whole, what do you call it? Like a sample catalog. But it has the actual threads on the inside. They're not little colored stickers. So that's all. It's not got it doesn't have the new colors in it, the newest colors. I don't know when this one was made. 2000. It says right there on the back. So, yeah, it's 20 years, or 6 years old, not 26. Yeah. 26 years old. It is. So, it just doesn't have those new colors, and I'm fine with it. And so, between the quilting building he bought, storage unit, my husband's calling, and we're going to have to lead him off there. Between the quilting storage unit and this other one that he got, I have all this DMC. he is always finding DMC floss in storage units all the time. People that do embroidery or, you know, quilting, just anything. I've gotten DMC where you could tell it was some kids were making bracelets, and I picked out the best stuff and kept it. Okay, so I got that part done. That is everything, I think, from the 2 units. Let me bend down here and get this stuff and try to get it all put up here. Because I had this stuff scattered everywhere, and it's like, oh, I forgot I hadn't shown that, and I bought that here and there, and so, all right, oops, we're going to have a crash. I got to move this basket out from under my feet, and then I got to pull my chair over so it don't fall out. All right, I found this at Goodwill not very long ago, and I had to have this piece. I just love this piece. There is some cross stitch that's similar to this. I've seen the pattern before. You cross stitch it and then you take antique buttons and put on it. But this is just embroidery with the antique buttons. And it's not handmade. I'm guessing it's maybe a Hobby Lobby piece or something along that line. But I really like this, and I've been holding on to it to show you, so now I can get it on my wall. I bought this. I have some Joann's haul that I have not shown because I kind of went stupid when Joann's was closing, and my husband he didn't say a word. I just kept buying and buying. So I've got a bunch of zippers I bought for project bags because they were so cheap. I think they were 80% off. So I bought more zippers. And then I did find this. I just stuck them in here. I found this giant ice cream cone at a thrift store. And it's like, I have to have this. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in it. And I thought at first a flower pot. And then I thought, no, I need to find some really cute fabric that looks like ice cream. Like ice cream with sprinkles on it. So I'm just going to look and see what I have. And then if I don't have what I really want, I'm going to look online. But I can just see this domed up like ice cream would be. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. Because I'd love to make something that just looks like a giant ice cream cone. I mean, this is how big it is. You can see it's huge. But I'd love to have this look like a giant ice cream cone sitting in my sewing room. So I just love that little piece. And I don't know if the sticker's still on it. No, it's not. I didn't give much at all for it. And it probably wouldn't have made any difference because I just loved it. Whew, I am getting hot, and I got the fan in the hall. These lights really put out the heat. And when we put this light bar over my quilting machine, we didn't think to buy like halogen. We bought regular bulbs, and oh my gosh, it puts out so much heat. Okay, so more Joann. Oh, let's see. No. I'm going to just jump around because it's easier to do that. This I bought at the little thrift store from Habitat for Humanity. It's a diamond dot painting, and it's complete. It's got all the beads inside here. Just the box is gone. And I gave $10 for it. And it's the cutest little Halloween piece. And I really should put that. I wanted to like put it out on my dining room table and just work on it once in a while. So I need to do that. And then I found a second one. And we were over there one day, and they had these all marked $25. And I thought, I'm not. I have some diamond dot kits over here, but that I've bought at thrift stores, but I've never actually done it. So I thought, I'm not going to pay a lot of money in case I don't really enjoy doing it. But I have picked them up anyway, so I need to get started on them. So this is another Halloween piece too, and I'm sorry, but all you can see, I don't know if I can get it up close enough. Yeah, it's a Halloween house. So it's kind of hard to see, but that's the only picture I have. And they're both complete because I opened the bag and they have all the beads down in there that have never been opened. So I bought both of those at the Restore Habitat for Humanity. And then we're going to have to look at these books at a later date. I bought this box there, and it's just a wooden, it's got a cork bottom, but it's heavy. I'm surprised at how heavy it is. It's very well made. So I'm thinking, you know, paint it up like a shaker box and maybe put something on the top of it. I only give $5 for it. Now we can move over into this stuff that I bought at Joann's when they were going out of business. So I bought some black bows because I thought these were perfect for Halloween. And they were $2.99, and I give probably 70 or 80% off on them because I didn't buy anything. I bought some fabric when they first announced it, but I didn't buy a lot at the start. I bought this little bag of carrots for finishing to add to something. I bought a bunch of glow-in-the-dark floss. I bought these, they're silicone beads because I want to make some counting pins or just some decorative pins at some point. Keep a-digging. I'm just going to grab it. Let me pull it all out. I should have pulled this out earlier because this is a little tricky to get out. I did buy this wooden bowl at the Habitat for Humanity, and it had this other stuff. I think it's locked in. You'll see these two in a minute. Okay, I bought this wooden frame from Joann's for, I think it came out to like $1 something when I got it so cheap. I can't find what I'm looking for. Maybe it's not in here. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this wooden bowl I thought was pretty cool. That's probably my husband. But it had this handle screwed in on it, and I didn't like that at all. I thought, that is a bowl. So I don't know what that is on the back. Weston Bowl something. Mill, Weston, Vermont. It had $19.95 on it. I think I give $3. Yeah, $2 because that's on the handle. So I got that at the Habitat for Humanity. And then back to Joann's, I got, let's see, ribbon for hardly anything. And then I got, whoops, there's another one. Just a little black and white check. I got one thing of patriotic wire ribbon. And then I got some more of that. And because I thought as cheap as it is, you know, you can use a lot of ribbon on projects. And I bought multiples. There's another one slid under the edge. Got those. I got 2 skeins of sock yarn. I've never used this. It's big twist sock yarn. Never used it. I don't know how good it is, so I bought 2 to try for a pair of socks. I found these tins at a thrift store, and they were marked $3.99, and then they were marked up here for $2.99. Yeah. So there's a lot in there. I'd say there's probably 12 in there. So that would be so cute to finish with a little piece of cross stitch. And then I hit the gold mine on scroll rods lately. I haven't found any scroll rods for a long time, but let me move this ribbon. Oh, let's just let it fall. So I found this scroll rod, and I don't know the length of it. I'd say it's probably a 14. I mean, it's well used, but I'm okay with it. Mine are well used. I give $3 for it. And then I have a feeling they put these, this board and this board. I don't know why they didn't put this on the outside like they did this one. But I'd say they probably did put these boards on to fit a frame. Floor frame or lap stand or something, because I have to do that with some of my thinner ones. But yeah, I gave $3 for that one, and these all came from thrift stores or Goodwill. I got this one. I don't even see the tag on it. I have no idea. So it's the same size as the other one. I think it's the same brand. This is an American Dream scroll rod. And then, an extra pair of hoops that went with one of those other ones. I found, and I didn't find these all in one place. I've just been finding them lately for some reason. This one, well, there's no price on that either. I guess, I don't know if I took them off or what. This is a big one. This is probably 20 inches, maybe 22 inches. This is another big one. It was $11. And then this last one, I give $8 for it. And let me go on to the last one. Then I found this this hoop, and I thought, I am not a hoop stitcher, but occasionally I will. And y'all know in the last video or the one before, I had something in a hoop. I don't remember now what it was. But anyway, I thought, well, I'm going to go on and get this because it's big and it might work. And I gave $2.69 for it. So check out your thrift stores. You never know. Like all of this and an extra set of rods, which my husband will just make me another set of end bars, and we'll put the wing nut, screw and wing nut in them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets. That probably cost me less than one set if I was to buy it new. And I use a lot of scroll rods. So that is why my husband makes them for me, because I use a lot of scroll rods. Wow, what a mess, but that is it. We are up to date on what I've bought. And something I was going to say. Oh, I know what it was. Somebody had mentioned the scroll rods. I have several different brands, and she said she doesn't see where people talk about them a lot on YouTube. So probably a year ago, I sat down and I did a video about scroll rods and was showing my different scroll rods. And after I got the video done and I rewatched it, and I did not like the way it turned out. So I scrapped it and always thought I'd do another one. So I am going to pull out all of my scroll rods, the different brands, and talk about each brand and what I like and don't like about them. I use them all. but sometimes I modify them. Like these, you're supposed to put your fabric in this. When you take this apart, it opens up. But you put your fabric inside there, and then you wrap it around. I don't like that. I use sticky back Velcro, and I run across that. And I put the soft side of the Velcro on here, and I put the loopy side of the Velcro on the fabric, and then just stick it down. And it's a lot quicker. And I used to sew my, and I still have some, used to sew my fabric to a piece of twill tape, but the Velcro is so much faster. And on these, some of them, I need to sand them a little bit. They're just, some brands aren't quite as finished to me as they should be, so I need to do that. But anyway, watch for a video on my scroll bars and scroll frames and how I use them, and my lap stands. So that's going to be coming up. There was another one I wanted to do a video of, and do you think I can remember what it was? I don't remember. Oh well. We are at 1 hour and 25 minutes, so we're almost at the same as the other video I did. And Tootie is wanting up here. You want to tell him bye? Okay. So we're going to go have some lunch now. Tell him. We're going to go have some lunch. So anyway, I'm going to try to come back in 2 more weeks and try to get back on my 2-week schedule. I'm feeling much better, and I'm enjoying doing things again. And I have good days, I have bad days, but on the good days, you know, I get quite a bit done. Don't lick my makeup off, please. I put makeup on today. I even put lipstick on, but it's almost worn off. And I never do that. But anyway, yeah, we'll be back in a couple of weeks, won't we, Toot? We'll be back in a couple of weeks. So say, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. And we hope you come back. If you like it, you can subscribe. Hit the bell on the notifications, and you'll know when I get another video uploaded. And thumbs up on the video. And we hope you get lots of stitching in. Say bye, Tootie. Bye-bye. See you in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.